Oh, DanikB joined.
That was quite a deep breath.
Yeah, that was a 5-minute breath.
I think he just went blue in the face.
Alright then. Here we go. Match number 5, which will decide the 2 players who enter the consolation final, and the 2 players that lose will go down towards the triple elimination bracket, where they still have 1 opportunity to get to the grand finals. But we're starting off with the map Beast Mode by Santana. Okay, so that was the map overview by Pikes on this track, Beast Mode. And players have just finished their warm-up, and DanikB and Massa have 10 points.
Yeah, so with DanikB and Massa, as they just came from the previous upper bracket match, as they are now coming down, they've had 1 win and 1 loss, that's why they have 10 points. Ro and Bergie have had a bit more losses, unfortunately for them, and they're coming from the lower bracket, so they do start off with 0 points. However, that can all change instantly. I mean, a non-finish from any of the top players and a win from either Ro or Bergie will take them straight back up to joint with the 2 players at the top. And speaking of having trouble here, players up at the top, sorry, Ro was at the top and he has had a big crash there, so DanikB now looking to kind of extend this lead that he's now gained as a result of coming from the consolidation bracket. Has a bit of trouble there.
Yeah, he is struggling a bit. He just lost a, well, what was it, 0.3 of a second lead to 2 players, Massa and Bergie. They are ahead of him. But coming up to this end, this is the track that made DanikB a bit upset. Because he choked the final finish line, but we see Massa.
Now he's hesitating.
We see Massa getting a solid first place here. Bergie might even go for the risky strat. No, it is Massa going for it. And DanikB
again. DanikB had the risky finish and he failed it.
And there you go. Massa extends his lead. Already had 10 points. Now is up to 20. And as you can see, the gap between Massa and Roa and Bergie is quite massive with these point distributions. But we haven't played the most difficult tracks yet, where Bergie has shown some poor driving. So it can all turn around.
Start here from all players though, Bergie most of all. He does have a tangible lead at the moment here.
Oh, yo, yo.
Roa having another big crash though, that's certainly not good for him.
That might be the end.
Good speed here as well.
Roa's out of this round, couldn't make the jump. And yeah, we see Bergie and DanikB in first and second. Massa tries to join this party. Goes very wide though, can he make this? No, he actually clips before he goes down onto the blue section. And it is DanikB versus Bergie in this end.
So, you know, Bergie does have a good lead at the moment, so he can afford to safe it though. And depending on Danik, if he finally manages to nail that risky finish, he's still going for it. He does nail it, but oh, that was
almost paid off for him, but it was still so close. And Bergie getting those 10 points that he desperately needed, and Roa now very far behind. didn't manage to reach the finish line. Still sits at 4 points here. So Roa struggling on this first map. See if he can pick up the momentum to challenge these players. Definitely is capable of doing so.
He shows Roa might have been a bit of a slow starter in his matches previously, but he definitely pulled it off on at least singular maps, having very good performances here and there. It's just a case of stringing them together. But Massa might be out of this round. He's had a big mistake, and you can see he's fell quite far back. Bergie as well touching on the inside, resulting in him falling further back.
Yeah.
Now DanikB has the lead at the moment, so he's 0.1 ahead of Rowan, extending that as getting more speed going down the hill. Let's see, Massa's 5.8 seconds behind, so
that's gonna be tight.
DanikB's
Will
extending
DanikB
his
still
lead.
go for the risky finish now?
He shouldn't,
Oh!
especially because Rowan's not going to land on his wheels. Oh, he just does.
I don't think he will be able to finish though. Too far behind here. Even Massa
too
overtakes him. And
DanikB goes for the fine finish. And
Will
I
Massa
think he
be
will
able
just
to-
finish.
Nope. Yes.
Nope.
Yeah, he
Ooh.
will. Just
By 1/10.
exactly on the dot. That is amazing. So Roa still on 4 points here. And look at that. That is just a bit upsetting to see when you look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, especially since he was carrying good momentum from the previous match. I mean, he did win it, if I'm correct, over Revolution and Royal, and Bergie came second. So, yeah, speaking of Bergie though, Bergie is nowhere to be seen. He has fallen further behind.
Clipped in the first drift. And
Shame for him.
2 seconds behind now, as we see another battle between DanikB and Massa evolving on this midsection. DanikB goes for a very tight line. Massa should have a bit more exit speed. But DanikB,
DanikB
goes way too wide. Hits the platform, and this should be an easy 10-pointer for Massa. Only player to be in reach is Roa, but he has had a lot of struggles on this map. As we arrive at the tricky section. Oh, he doesn't flip. And it is Massa going for a safe way here. Definitely securing those 10 points. And Roa in second, desperately in need of points as well.
And, you can see the players hesitating though when they have a bit of a struggle going through it. The next time they slow down a bit or there's some adjustment to be made. It's funny to see. But our second map of this will be Atomic by Thompson.
My heart rate begin to choke out the fucking noise like I was cursed. It felt like storms were directly overhead and where I ran forward. And in a flash came the blood that washed over my eyes. Now I can see inside the room of the blood. I lost myself inside. As I fell into the black, I let my breath go. Tonight we'll sail to the edge of the world and watch the stars fall.
Alright then, arrived at map number 2. Players are still finishing their warm-ups here. So this end has been a trouble for Roa and DanikB and also Massa. They all have made the mistake here. So going to be interesting to see who is gonna perform well here. Still, Massa and DanikB, both players that started with 10-point lead, are still leading. So it's not like they are driving bad. They still keep their places.
Oh, I was just about to say Massa was going pretty good on this map in his last matches and then he crashes instantly, so I should just stop talking, but nevertheless I will continue. And Bergie at the moment, he is up in second place together with DanikB and Ro at the moment. He takes an advantage with going inside here, but he doesn't get as much speed, but he's still got the lead here at the moment by 0.1 of a second, so Let's just see. He's transitioning that into still taking the lead, sorry. And he is 0.17 ahead. DanikB and Roa having a hell of a battle behind them.
Yeah, Massa is nowhere to be seen after that early mistake. It is Roa actually creeping up closer towards the back end of Bergie here. DanikB gets a null drift and finds himself a nice parking spot. But it is still Bergie leading here comfortably. It is Roa going for a wider approach here. Tries to get more speed, but it is Bergie holding strong to that first place. And a 103.6 will reward him with 10 points. And Roa, again, just not being able to get first here. Collecting 6 points after 6 points. It is definitely hurting his total point amount. But let's see what he can do in this second round.
Bergie as well looking good. He's now caught up to the players who had the 10-point advantage. Only 6 points separating him from top spot. Roa will be looking to get himself a bit closer here as well. He is up in the lead very slightly at the moment. Massa goes for a bit as much speed through there as possible. DanikB as well as a full stop there. So the two players with the 10-point advantage are now at a severe disadvantage in this round. Roa is up in front though with Bergie close behind. DanikB will be slim if he finishes 5.6 seconds behind. So we'll see the battle between Roa and Bergie up at the top. It's very close, but Roa still has the advantage.
Yeah, as we are approaching the end here, it seems like Bergie is pushing it, challenging his teammate Roa here in the last couple of turns. Is Roa gonna get another 6 points, or will Bergie stay behind him? It is looking like Roa will just barely
silencer. Again, Roa and Bergie having the best starts on this map, at least in this match. We have seen strong performances in the previous matches from the other players, but that's another mistake there being made by Massa. As pointed out by Spammiej, has made mistakes in quite a few rounds in a row. Again, as we're saying, Massa can be affected by the kind of form he's playing in, so I certainly hope he manages to recover himself from that. But speaking of the front, at the very least, we do see Bergie overtaking Roa for the lead with a much better exit there. You can see he got a lot more speed there than Roa going through the end. DanikB is a bit too far behind, so again, the duo from Expert, Bergie and Roa, fighting for the lead once more. And this time Bergie's crashed, so Roa will at least take the solid 10 points as long as he gets comfortable through the next few turns. And as well, DanikB will pick up 6 points, but now the battle is between Bergie and Massa at the back actually.
And this is really good for Roa because he is in need of these points. And that will feel so good for him. Hopefully it's gonna give him a motivation boost to do it once more. Because he is creeping up closer towards Massa's point limit right now, who sits at 54. Bergie in second place with 62 points, and DanikB has taken over the lead here and sits at 66 points. So round number 3 coming up. We saw a no finish by DanikB in the last one, so made a major mistake. And now we have Massa has turned the tides, finds himself in first place together with Roa and Bergie just right on their heels. Coming into this freewheeling, we see Bergie saying hello here. Enters the pack that Massa and Roa are holding. Massa with a very tight line there, and he will actually keep all of his momentum there, so that is a very good line. Roa though is not out of this one yet. Goes for a much different line here. Will it pay off though? Oh, he stumbles just a little bit. And he goes from second now into fourth position. Massa holding the lead. Bergie in second. DanikB in third. And Roa in fourth here. Will it stay like this? Yes, the choo-choo train will stay like that. And solid times there by every single one of them. Only Roa just making that tiny hiccup. Puts him in last place while he could have had a top 2 finish there.
We see now almost an opposite of what we're used to seeing. We're seeing one player kind of getting dragged along at the back. We're seeing only 6 points between the top 3. What happened there?
I have no idea.
When a bit, maybe he got lost, but Bergie at the very least at the back, about a second behind at the moment. It's a bit too far behind to recover from. DanikB has dropped back as well, so it's another expert duo, except one of the members has been swapped out. Roa and Massa, so Massa taking over for Bergie, and Massa was getting a bit closer, going quite inside, but Roa's got much more speed on that downhill, as you can see, and does extend his lead a bit further. But we've seen really good ends from the likes of Massa as well, so you never know here. You might still be able to pull it off. Roa does seem to be on a good time here though at the moment. He's going really wide there though, going for a lot of speed. Massa again going wide for even more speed, but doesn't seem to be paying off at the moment.
Still it is though.
Exactly the same. He gets a better exit there, but he's still Roa just keeping him at arm's length, and as long as he gets through the last turn, which he will, he manages to do it with a 0.6. So
that is a good performance by Roa here, definitely. He collected 20 plus points on this one. Was a bit unfortunate that he couldn't get that round number 3 to go his way. But points here, 74 for DanikB. Bergie in second with 70. Equal amount of points is Massa with 70 in third. And Roa sits at 60 points. So good comeback by Roa here. We are moving to map number 4, which is going to be Secrets.
Yeah. I feel like I'm the only one. Feel like I'm the only one. Yeah. Y'all gonna have to do better. I can't believe what I'm seeing. All this bullshit going on, the industry is deceiving. All the masses pitching rappers as these independent crimes. Meanwhile, there's been a label right behind them the whole time. Fake shit, call it out. You were plugged before your first song. I was putting in work, you were getting worked on. Your fans are fickle, cause you'll come up as a mystery. My fans gon' stick with me, cause me and them got history. Longer than 2 songs, you don't know how to build. You try to start at the roof, you won't be here for too long. I don't fuck fuck with crews unless you're the one who put the crew on. The rest of y'all got buzz because he put you on a few songs. Ooh, did that strike a nerve? If the shoe fits, then wear it. Either way, I know the truth, I'ma share it. See these rappers sign deals, labels know what they're doing. They tell the rapper don't announce it so the people keep rooting. Try to keep me on a hush, but I do not give a fuck. This is Rush Uncut, I'll expose you.
We're having a bit of trouble there. Your mic's muted.
Fuck. Alright, so Massa is still leading this race. DanikB in second. Bergie just holding tight there. And ooh, Bergie actually clips once again. It seems like
Roa's swimming as well.
Yeah, Roa went swimming. And this is gonna be a three-way finish. DanikB in first, Massa in second, and Bergie reaches the finish line.
Good job by Bergie.
In third. There you go. So round number 2.
So yeah, see that different trajectory you're talking about from Massa. Goes quite outside but then cuts really close to the CP.
Yeah, exactly, and it's paying off for him.
Yeah, Roa, that line didn't pay off for him though. Unfortunately, Roa has dropped down. That's twice he's made an early mistake here in this map. But Massa now taking command of this round. You see him up in first at the moment, and he gets through that section relatively without a problem. You do see here he is still about 0.3 ahead on a great time as Massa at the moment.
Yeah.
0.4 of a second here, but did he touch there? No,
Ooh,
he didn't.
no, he did slow down, however, barely makes a jump and has to make room for both DanikB and Bergie. Ay, ay, ay.
To the water section now. DanikB and Bergie both almost side by side. Bergie goes a little high up. He does rescue it though, and he does get more speed as a result, but as a result of that he has to drift a bit. So now we see DanikB has a bit more of a commanding lead here, and he can go a bit safer going into the end now. Bergie with a bit more speed though, so it's by no means over.
Won't
And
be
there we
enough
go,
though. And look at Massa from first to last in just a blink of an eye. And DanikB puts himself in a great position to reach that finalist mode. 94 points for him. Bergie is just behind him with 80 points. Massa 78, and Roa is still just falling a bit too much behind. Struggling a lot to find the correct lines, and sits at 64 points. So, oh, first mistake by DanikB. He will not reach finalist status, and same with Massa making a mistake. It leaves Roa and Bergie, the duo that has been showing these type of rounds for the majority of the time, in first and second. Roa still holding just a slight lead compared to Bergie, but Bergie with a lot more speed, jumping through the cacti and entering the water section. Hopefully no swimming is gonna happen. It seems like Roa is just that tiny bit quicker.
When Massa's out as well, Massa is actually retired. He was too far behind. Roa still keeping the lead here though, but it's very slim. But Bergie crashes in the end, so will DanikB have more speed than him? Ooh, it's not looking likely, but it's getting close there. Bergie putting himself under unnecessary pressure, but good job there by Roa at the very least. So that now gets him 10 points back on the board. So 74 for Roa, 78 only for Massa. And now we see a bit of a split coming out with 86 for Bergie and DanikB all the way up in 98. He has recovered sufficiently from the kind of problems he had in the first match. We'll go into the final round on secrets. DanikB, all he needs to do is finish even as low as 4th position, and he will be finalist.
Yes, he just has to make sure to cross that finish line. As we see Bergie with a huge no drift. That is very unfortunate for him. Massa now in the lead. He has not been able to finish 2 rounds on this particular map by Scotty. But in this round, look at that. 0.4 ahead of Roa already. And he is on his way to keep extending that lead. Crossing the transition jumps and coming up to the water part again.
Let's see how they do it. Ooh, Massa lost a lot of speed, it looked like, but actually it was Roa who came out the worst, and DanikB having a bit of trouble going through the water as well. So DanikB will still be in finalist as of the way things stand as long as he finishes, but this is good points for Massa as well. And as well, just not in the best of times at the moment, but nevertheless it's a time that will win. It's actually a 10.6, so not bad at all by Massa.
Yep.
And DanikB rounds off in 2nd actually, so pushing Bergie down to 3rd and Roa down to last. So now we see DanikB on finalist going on to the next map, which will be, I can't even see it.
Wannabe.
It will be Wannabe. Here we go. So Danik.
I mean it, okay, I'm the meanest, yeah. A gift and a curse to feel everything oh so deep. It got me in my feelings, yeah. Said the same motherfucker hating on me last week. I've been running around and sitting, no patience. We are so close, like a motherfucking taste it. Came a long way from the motherfucking basement. Working overtime, so no wonder why I wonder where the day went. You will never make it, built too angry. Cut off a complexion, said they won't play me. Okay, hate me. If you're gonna do it, I see through it. You're jealous, I'm doing love when I'm doing. You're booing because you're losing. It's funny to watch you fumble. Your word is empty as ever. Your girl, you met her on Bumble. Your team is lazy and jumble. My team is there if I stumble. They turn to rap in a mumble. I keep it real and stay humble. I know. I love where I'm from, but I don't stay no more.
Alright then, arrived at potentially the last track of this match. Who will go to the consolation final, which will be played tomorrow? It is DanikB who has set himself up the best, reached the finalist mode, and hopefully for him he can close it out in this first one as well. Bergie in 2nd with 90 points. So he needs a win to enter the finalist status as well. And then we have Massa, 88 points, and Roa just a bit too far behind with 76 points. And here we go.
So going forward into round number 1, I mean, as a point stand, and there's still little gaps between each players, but we saw how much havoc this map can play, so we'll see if it strikes again here, or if we will see a more predictable outcome. Will we see DanikB doing it on his first attempt? Will we see Bergie, for example, denying him, getting himself up to finalist mode? We see Roa going on all 2 wheels there, going for a bit of stunt points there, but this isn't turbo, so you won't get anything extra for that. So Massa is up in the lead here at the moment still. DanikB is in 2nd place, poised to capitalise on any mistakes Massa makes, with Roa very close, at least to the back of them at the moment. He's trying to catch up, as you can see here. Bergie too far behind to make the difference here. Massa was complaining he had a lot of trouble with the upper finish, so this might be DanikB's time to shine.
Yeah, it's his opportunity. Is Massa. Massa has to go for it. There is no other option for him, basically. He is getting chased and pushed and pressured by DanikB. So here we go, up to the ending. Massa is going for it. I think he has enough speed, but will he make the turn? It is DanikB not even making it, and that is a great decision making by Massa. He denies the win to DanikB. However, he didn't even make the finish, so it was an easy one for him as well. And we could go up to 3 finalists. DanikB is still the only one, so Massa with 98 points, he just needs to reach the finish line, and Bergie needs to secure a top 4 place. However, this round, DanikB is looking to struggle. Roa, oh no, Roa is having not the best luck in this start as he finds himself already 2 seconds behind. No, 3.5 even. And it is Bergie and Massa, both in a position to get finalist status here, while DanikB is still behind. But DanikB will obviously go for the risky finish once again. And we'll have to see if Bergie and or Massa are going for it.
Because the likes of Massa might not feel the need for it, as they know that if they finish anyway, they will get finalists. But the question is, Bergie fails as well, so Massa will need to nail the top finish for the second time in a row here, or DanikB will be the winner of this match. Oh, he's getting it. Looks like he's got it as well.
Wow.
He does. Just denying it again. He takes the 10 points. Now that brings him up into finalist mode. Bergie finalist as well, so we now have 3 finalists going into the next round.
Oi, oi, oi. 3 finalists. Who is gonna take it here? Massa seems to be on a roll, but it can instantly switch around. And all eyes on Roa, to be honest, who is 82 points in total right now. And we see the first big mistake by Massa. Just like I said, it can switch around in a blink of an eye. And now it is Bergie versus DanikB. But Roa is just lurking in the shadows. Oh, Bergie with a slight stumble might make room for Roa to pass here. Doesn't look like it so far. DanikB is holding such a strong line there. But I don't think I've ever seen Bergie go for the risky finish, and I feel like he has to go for it right here if he wants to have a chance, or he goes for a safe strat and hopes that DanikB won't make it.
That's a lot of hope to put into place on DanikB though. As you've seen, he is quite reliable going for the upper finish, and we're going to see in the course of a few turns here. Bergie with more speed though. Let's see, is he going to go for it? Oh, it doesn't look like it. He's not. Is DanikB going to make it? He's not! He
And it pays off! Bergie with the strat. And that is just what I was talking about. It paid off for Bergie. Unbelievable decision making by Bergie. Going for the safe strat and hoping that DanikB is not making it. But DanikB still has an opportunity here. Is still finalist, but is now battling with Massa, who made a humongous mistake previous rounds. So I have to see if Massa can do anything here. As of right now, it is rather close to call. Roa is even in the mix, but he stumbles in his left-hander. DanikB up to first. It is a 10th within each other.
Well, imagine the amount of pressure that DanikB will be feeling at the moment, but that surely must have alleviated it. Massa has now crashed, so DanikB now has a slight gap of which he has at the moment, 0.3 to his closest opponent, but Roa had much more speed there, catching up to 0.1. Now he's putting the pressure on DanikB, and he surely must be feeling it with the amount of finalist attempts he's had. But he is going through the final corners in first place. All he needs to do is get this finish without much of a problem. Will he do it though, or will we see Roa taking it? He looks. Oh, he goes for the safe strat. Both of them do it.
Both of them go for the safe strat.
He takes it.
Wow, I thought for a second that it looked like Roa was gonna go for it, but DanikB closes this match out, and both him and Bergie go to the consolation final, which will be played tomorrow at 7 p.m. I think. But yeah, not the greatest match by Massa at all, and DanikB unfortunately just a little bit too short. And Bergie makes it here in first. So yeah, GG's to them.